Holy cow. I think that I am actually live casting. Okay, let's get this turned back on. I am Kelly. Welcome to the Tooker Tapes Archive Project. It is November the 12th, 2025. I've got tape being digitized archived presently on the monitor behind me. This is B-roll from a session at Edmonton City Hall, December of 2002. His friend Brian up on the podium. They were just talking about occupying the Alberta legislature steps to bring attention to the lost document, where the Alberta government proved to itself it could actually cut emissions, move towards sustainability, and make money doing it. But they buried that document because they weren't into making action on climate change, obviously. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of editing. I got to get some clips together for a couple of people and make a new piece for today. I'm trying to still find that piece and get it active and available for you all. Tony Hall calling in to the show, Tooker's live broadcast here out of his Havelock Street Studios in downtown Toronto, where he mentions the impact of the work that he's actually doing. But first, this little bit of inspiration.
The whole world is watching. Ha! There's our slogan. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that was fun. He got the slogan for the show. Okay, I'm going to dig into the Tooker Tapes archive. I'm going to start at number 10. This is the Pope Squat Cop Tooker Tape, Volume 81. Welcome to Tooker Tape. So as I let that play, we got a little bit of an intro and then the content itself. I am going to mute my microphone, let that play for you, and I'm going to go ahead and get busy on preparing some clips, something fresh, and some clips for people to take home for their own archives. So enjoy this, and I've got a chat window open as well. I will put that over on this screen. It'll be behind my picture, so you can't see it, but we'll just put it right there, I guess, and then if something does pop up, you will know, and I will know, and we can interact with each other. So drop me a chat. Okay, enjoy this. Tapes update for October the 24th, 2025. In the background is some raw footage of Tooker Gomberg outside of the Pope Squad. I think he's actually on the phone right now with Jack Layton, who is about to show up and give a lovely little piece interview on the street with Tooker for TOTV, a little television station that he was launching and putting online back in 2002. So this is in front of the infamous Pope Squat in Toronto. It has just been evicted, or in the process of being evicted, I believe. The clip I'm going to show you here in a moment, and keep an eye down at the counter over here for when that clip's actually going to start. Oh, there's Jack. He looked angry. The clip that I'm about to show you is Tooker. It's in the evening, I believe on the same day as this eviction has taken place. And Tooker is doing a satirical bit dressed up as a police officer from, Silver Heights police force or something like that. It's kind of hilarious. I hope that you enjoy it and don't take it too seriously. For these Tooker tapes, this is an ongoing long process to digitize and archive more than 600 tapes that his widow Angela Bischoff has bestowed upon me and charged me and hired me to digitize and archive. Along with this project, we don't have enough funding to complete it, so we're going to be reaching out to you and to others to help with that. In the meantime, you could buy me a coffee, tip me out if you will, if you like this work that I'm doing and you think that it is worthwhile. Otherwise, stay tuned for a charity that you can plug your dollars into and help keep this project going. I believe that it's relevant for Canadians, for activists, for people living in Edmonton, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec City, Halifax, down into the States. Anyone that was ever interested in social justice or environmentalism or trying to make the world a better place, these are the archives for you. We parsed out a lot of individual clips. I'm going to try and clip that one out for the family of Jack Layton, maybe his widow, Olivia Chow, who is now the mayor of Toronto. I've clipped out pieces from city councillors, now sitting city councillors in Toronto and Montreal, activists in Montreal and Toronto and Edmonton. You may have been one of the people receiving some of these individualized clips, so thanks for participating with that.
On some level, there is a
I don't know what more can I say about the Tooker tapes today on October the 24th, 2025, except please peruse the Tooker tapes playlist here on YouTube. I've got some excellent Halloween themed stuff. There's a exercising ghosts video from 1997 in Montreal where Tooker, Angela, and a bunch of activists pay tribute to 46 pedestrians and cyclists killed on the streets of Montreal. As well, we have the Night of Dread. I can't remember which year that was. I forgot to I forgot to turn on the record for this auxiliary camera shooting the stuff that I'm archiving right now. So that camera went out. That's why you got the little bit of blue screen. Okay, I've located the clip from Tony Hall. I'm just working on that, and we'll get back to this program for you, and I'll see you in a couple minutes. They have any value beyond what I think that they do, or any of the individual people that are featured on these videos. So if you think there's value for the general public at large, or to live on in some kind of official archive in one of these cities or maybe the federal government, let me know. Let's figure out how to get this thing funded and get this important turn of the millennium material properly archived for the future. Meanwhile, I will continue digitizing these tapes. I think I'm on tape number 80. Let me check. I am about to digitize tape 83 of 600. So wish me luck with that. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you around. Cheers.
Look, I'm here. I'm with they called us in from the Sterling Heights Police Force. There are police here from all over North America because this is the Pope Squat, and the Pope Squat has to be stopped. And I'll tell you why. Today, we moved in and we cleared people out of here because people were living here and they weren't paying rent. Okay? Now in this society, you have to pay rent. In Toronto, you should pay at least $1,000, $1,000. You should pay at least $1,000 a month for rent. And you can't just be moving into buildings like abandoned buildings. This building was a fire trap before, and people moved into it and they made it more of a fire trap, so we had to shut them down. This report came out, the report of the Mayor's Homelessness Action Task Force, taking responsibility for homelessness and action plan for Toronto. Now, I don't know if the squatters here read this book, but this book does not talk about squatting. It does not talk about people moving into buildings and squatting them and taking them over. We can't tolerate this type of thing in the capitalist society. What would happen if other buildings were squatted like this and people stopped paying rent? We can't have that sort of thing happening. What we need to do to deal with the homelessness crisis in Toronto is write reports. This is the right way to deal with it. You write reports and then council talks about them, not people moving into buildings. Come on now. And we're here to serve and to protect. People were living in there dangerously. They were creating a fire hazard. They could have burned themselves. There could have been a fire. People could have died. Now they're out on the street. They don't have a place to live, but they're safe. All I can say is that the province owned this building. And with them owning the building, that means they can do with it what they want. And just because the province owns the building doesn't mean that it should be turned into housing. It's better off being empty. An empty building is better than housing for poor people. Because an empty building, look at how safe it is. There's nobody in there. The windows are boarded up, and everything is safe. And we're the police, and we're defending the interests of the province and of private industry. We just had inside here the Smog Summit. Some of you may have attended the Smog Summit. And there were 333.
Well, there you go. That was quite interesting. Tooker playing dress up as a cop at the Pope Squat. Empty building is much safer for people. He's a kidder. All right. Well, it's not going to work for me doing the editing while you're watching this video. I got to figure out some separate audio streams out of my one little laptop that is trying to do everything. So what I'm going to do is we're going to change the source on the display over to here, and I'm going to bring up my editor, and hopefully we can see something. I think I'll have to put this window, whoops. I'll have to put this window over here, and you can see my video editor window probably show up, but I can't readily see that. Maybe if I go like, just trust that you can see this. I am down over here. We've got this tape playing up over there, and I will try and find that clip.
Government, on part of the government and the people, when it comes to having anything to do with this oil grab that the U.S. is.
You said Wednesday night. I understand that in India it's actually Thursday morning that they're watching it.
Yeah, well, I guess we have to get used to new ways about talking about these different things that happen.
Well, it's a global project.
Yeah, we're calling this the world's first open interactive cyber course. 3 hours, Wednesday nights, 6 to 9.
Well, wait a minute. You said Wednesday night. I understand that in India it's actually Thursday morning that they're watching it.
Yeah, well, I guess we have to get used to new ways about talking about these different things that happen.
Well, it's a global project.
Yeah, we're calling this the world's first open interactive cyber course.
I think I'll pick it up there.
Now, you're phoning, no doubt, to remind our viewer.
It's the fourth class. The classes have come to be sort of named G8 leaders, reconfigured by the American Empire.
Where'd he go?
10:30, and the show's on at 8 p.m. So we're looking at about 9.5 hours from now, if I'm not mistaken. What's on the lineup? How's the show unfolding?
Well, tonight it's, in 9.5 hours,
I lost it.
And then you have James Bay down below it. And then you go further, that's
the famous Chinooks come charging out of the mountains, and so this is an area where.
Now, you're phoning, no doubt, to remind our viewers around the world that the show must go on tonight.
Indeed. Yep. 3 hours, Wednesday nights, 6 to 9.
Well, wait a minute. You said Wednesday night. I understand that in India it's actually Thursday morning that they're watching it.
Yeah, well, I guess we have to get used to new ways about talking about these different things that happen.
Well, it's a global project.
We'll pick it up right there.
Things that
Well,
happen
it's a global project.
Yeah, we're calling this the world's first open interactive cyber course. The topic is globalization since 1492, and tonight is the fourth.
I'm curious how that sounds. I've turned up the volume
Classes have come to be sort of
on my
named
monitor so
by
I can
the
hear it.
person to whom each is dedicated. The first was dedicated to Carlo Giuliani, who was. Classes have come to be sort of named by organization since 1492. Interactive cyber course. The topic is globalization since 1492.
We'll cut it out there.
It's our viewing, say, George Bush's speech last night.
Now, I have with me, live in the studio, a globe. It's manufactured by Replogo. This is not a paid commercial announcement, but it is a Replogo globe. Very reputable Replogo company makes globes. I've got the...
Trade organization has complaints or protests from the local or Seattle.
So, we're going to be hearing from this reporter in Abu Dhabi. Now, is this by internet, or are we using the satellite link up this week? We'll be hearing...
Converge in places like Genoa or Quebec City or Seattle.
Take that chunk out. See how this plays together.
The topic is globalization since 1492.
So we're going to be hearing from
This works.
this reporter in Abu Dhabi. Now, is this by internet, or are we using the satellite link up this week?
I'm afraid that we'll be on the phone, the telephone, so sometimes we have the possibility of hooking through this new streaming technology and hooking up in that way, as you did from New York at the Starbucks last week. It came in very, very clearly as you were sitting at your laptop with.
So this is an excellent story. I got to turn my thing back on here. So there's Tooker. He's having this story recount back to him by Tony Hall from the University of Lethbridge of when Tooker was a week prior in New York City broadcasting live using Wi-Fi from Starbucks, where he ends up getting unceremoniously removed by NYPD, a couple of their finest, as the saying goes. So a little bit of a historical connection there. Let me get back to my editor.
All the technology right there to come right into the room, into our interactive module at the University of Lethbridge, and they're talking about it all over the university. It made quite an impact on people.
Did you say they're talking about it all over the universe?
The university.
All over the universe. They were talking about that. Tooker is such a ham. Okay, I need to just export this. We'll call this Tony Hall on phone universal talk. We're gonna put this in the TOTV assorted clips. Select that folder and export it. Okay, well that is certainly fun. Fun. Get that going over here. You can see the progress. Well, let's open the folder. Let's see how she plays.
Things that
Well,
happen
it's a global project.
Yeah, we're calling this the world's first open interactive cyber course. The topic is globalization since 1492.
So we're going to be hearing from this reporter in Abu Dhabi. Now, is this by internet, or are we using the satellite link up this week?
I'm afraid that we'll be on the phone, the telephone, so sometimes we have the possibility of hooking through this new streaming technology and hooking up in that way, as you did from New York at the Starbucks last week. It came in very, very clearly as you were sitting at your laptop with all the technology right there to come right into the room.
So it's quite an exciting story to hear Tooker reach this point of technology where he can broadcast from a Wi-Fi hotspot out of a Starbucks in New York City. He's gone through the efforts of finding what's called, or what was called then, an airport card that went in his Mac laptop, which gave him Wi-Fi antenna back and forth, so he's able to connect with that. During the day where you see him on the phone there, he calls me, and we've seen that earlier in some other videos, and he's like, "Hey Kelly, have you ever heard of Wi-Fi?" I'm like, "No, never heard of Wi-Fi." So here's Tooker. He's using this technology early 2003, January 2003. The first podcasts haven't even happened. The iPod wasn't, I don't think, even yet. It might have just come out. Anyways, video podcasting certainly wasn't happening. Live streaming wasn't even invented, wasn't even a word yet. Social media didn't exist yet. YouTube hadn't been invented. So Tooker, he's doing it live. He's making history. He's connecting with the universities, and he's doing this stuff on the ground. And he even comments how he's now on par with the likes of CNN and CBC and ABC and the such. And he's doing it out of his backpack on a bike, looking for hot spots. He's doing it.
Into our interactive module at the University of Lethbridge, and they're talking about it all over the university. It made quite an impact on people.
Did you say they're talking about it all over the universe?
The university...
All over the universities. Okay, so we're going to change my display again. We'll go back over here. We will boot this up. I'm going to let that play. I'll mute my microphone, and I am... Oh, let's get...
Commitments to...
Oh, wait. Let's get her back over here. And we'll start that up. I will mute my microphone. We'll be able to hear this stuff up here. I should turn down my TV so we don't get feedback when I do turn my microphone back on. And while you're watching this little bit of footage from the Tooker Takes Archive project, and while we digitize some of this B-roll from Edmonton in 2002, December 2002, I am going to post that clip over on the Facebook. So stand by. I'll be right back.
Improving the air quality in Toronto and the Toronto region made by various politicians. We have three commitments that we would like to hear from these politicians. We would like to hear them make these commitments in the next little while. And I hope that through this rally and through public pressure and through the media that we will get politicians to make the following three commitments. What they are, and you may see, they're on the little flyer. If you have a flyer, they're on there. The first one is to not fund the Front Street extension, to not spend $245 million building a new road downtown. You would think that would be self-evident in this new millennium, in this post-Kyoto Canada, where our federal government committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. You would think that there wouldn't be money for these kinds of car-oriented projects. So the first commitment we would like to hear is not to spend the $245 million on the Front Street extension. Thank you. The second one is to take that pile of money, the 245 million loonies. How high would that go? $245 million is there somewhere sitting on someone's desk to build this road. Let's take that money and redirect it into sustainable, ecological, healthy modes of transportation like walking and cycling. Spend the money to plant trees and gardens and to make the bicycle paths extremely attractive like they do in Europe so that more and more people will get around in ecological ways. So redirect the $245 million is the second commitment that we would like to hear politicians make. And third, we would like to see a commitment to car-free zones in Toronto, maybe starting with Kensington Market as a place to get the cars out, get the people in, improve the quality of life, improve the air quality, improve people's health, and, of course, improve business for the businesses, the commercial operations in the market. So that's the third one, car-free zones. So those are three commitments, and if you see a politician walking around here somewhere, an elected person, maybe try to buttonhole them and get them to say yay or nay on those three commitments. I'd like to hand the megaphone over to our first speaker, John Backer. John has been thinking about and talking about and writing about the connection between cars and oil and global politics for a long time. And I'm very pleased that John could join us today, and please welcome John Backer.
Thank you, Tooker. Quite honored to be here today. It's this is sort of rally is getting at the core of a lot of
major problems that face our city. The reference to the SARS epidemic is actually quite valid, because I guess everybody here, but unfortunately not many people in Ontario, know that the mortality figures from smog, 1900 deaths, are far beyond the most grotesque nature of a rampant SARS epidemic. So much of is a real crime that about half our world's economy is tied up in the automobile. When you think of half the world's resources going on a luxury, which only about 20% of the world's population can afford, this is a criminal situation. A criminal situation that also funds most of the world's remaining dictatorships in the world and is cause for most of the wars. Now, one of the most simple things is with cars, I always have a gut feeling it's just, say no. Let's say no. I mean, say no to cars. All the alternatives and so forth are all nice, but it isn't something that has to be. Cars are not a necessity. They're a luxury, and it's a luxury that is killing people. I can't think of any other luxury that has that kind of effect in terms of human death as automobiles. And it's a clear message that we should make very simple and hammer it home, because it's not a message that you're going to see in the newspapers or on television. I mean, environmental groups have tried to pay for ads that give this message, and the television channels refuse to broadcast them. So I think that should, encourage our resolve, and we can see a car-free Toronto in a decade if we have a strong vision like that and get a message out.
All right. Thank you, John Bacher. Have a peek at some of John's writing in his book, Petro-Tyranny. John mentioned that we could have a car-free Toronto in 10 years. And it may be hard to imagine that, but I think he's right. I like to quote Albert Einstein, that smart guy from years back. He said that imagination is more important than knowledge. And we really, I think, need to imagine. The first step in political change and transforming our city is really imagining how it could be different. And I appreciate those comments from John.
That is a strong theme carrying through a lot of this content, where Tooker talks about imagination being the most important thing that we could possibly have. It is picking up some of the background stuff, even with my TV on quite low. I'm not sure how well you can hear that or not. At any rate, I do have... I'm just going to put this on pause and let you know that I did... Let's move that out of the way. We did get that on the Facebook. Things were a little slow in computer land. Holy smokes. Okay, there's me profile. Of course, you can't see that stuff. What we need to do is get that screen. What we can do is we can move this over. Oh, no, wrong one. Move this over. And this over. And Whoops. Let's get rid of that. Let's scroll down over here. And now we can play that.
Calling this the world's first open interactive cyber course. The topic is globalization since 1492.
So we're going to be hearing from this reporter in Abu Dhabi. Now, is this by internet, or are we using the satellite link up this week?
I'm afraid that we'll be on the phone, the telephone, and so sometimes we have the possibility of hooking through this new streaming technology and hooking up in that way, as you did from New York at the Starbucks last week. It came in very, very clearly as you were sitting at your laptop with all the technology right there to come right into the room, into our interactive module at the University of Lethbridge, and they're talking about it all over the university. It made quite an impact on people.
Did you say they're talking about it all over the universe?
The university
And then I cut my mic for all that chitty chat. Okay, so I was just moving some stuff around. I brought up the Greenspiration page and the Tooker page, Greenspiration website of Tooker and Angela, and the Tooker page. From this page, we are going to have a Tooker Tapes place where one can then plug in and make your donations and get links to all of the video updates and project updates, etc., etc. But meanwhile, we will just go backwards, and we're going to play this lovely little video for you. Le Monde Bicyclette. This was put together by my friend James, who I should actually give a call. I need to ask some advice on making films. He's an excellent editor, filmmaker, musician, friend, beautiful human being. So he put this together. Enjoy this. I'm going to mute my microphone. I'll have to I got to switch out my source tape here in the back in about 15 minutes and start making something to eat. Okay, so enjoy this.
I took a bike ride yesterday, saw a funny world at play, saw new bike lanes on a street, saw people and slowed down to greet green boxes next to blue and gray, posters for a car-free day, saw families without a trace of fear and joy in public space. Pedal power in full sway, I saw things in a different way. Le monde à bicyclette. bicyclette.
Serious?
Took a Gomberg, never shied away from what had not been tried. With faithful friends there at his side, showed us we could turn the tide on Adam's mind. And Kyoto would not go the way of the dodo, burning passport declarations, buried car commemorations. Robin Hood through town he'd glide, inviting us along to ride. Le monde à bicyclette. Le monde à bicyclette. When the king of furniture decreed his actions immature, took aim at his crown and threw the people's gauntlet down, which some folks call buffoonery. How accurate they proved to be, for like the clowns of Yapery, his stock in trade was honesty, sparking fires mirthfully to melt the ice of apathy. Le monde à bicyclette. Le monde à bicyclette. Sometimes statistics only bore 'em, so he perforated dull decorum, energized the public forum. What else can one do but adore him? Ask yourself and make a list, and for a spell unclench your fist, for laughter is an activist. Look up now, see through the mist. Conviction like a lightning flash, dispensed with humor and panache. Le monde à bicyclette. Le monde à bicyclette. I only saw him a couple times in person where the tower chimes, raging at the climate crimes with horns a-honking, words in rhyme, or juggling by a tent for peace in frozen winter without cease. We wish for him eternal laughter, peace of mind in the hereafter, inspiring him as he does we, and may we all forever see le monde à bicyclette. Le monde à bicyclette. Le monde à bicyclette.
Content you're about to see from Julia Butterfly Hill comes from tape 74. I've got 600 tapes to digitize, archive, pull clips from, and log. Hopefully in preparation to create one or more documentaries, but we're going to need your help on that. You can buy me a coffee to keep me going in the meantime. Keep some dollars rolling in. We're funded until about the end of November, so maybe 5-6 weeks from now. Funding to keep this project going. But we're going to need many, many more dollars to keep me employed and keep me on this task. So, yeah, send the money. DM. Let's figure out how to get this funded. Maybe you're a professional fundraiser. Maybe you know some organizations that would fund archival projects like this that focus on Canadian history. Between the time about 1997 and 2004, we've got cities spanned. We got Edmonton, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec City, Halifax, The Hague, Washington, New York, Burlington, Vermont, San Francisco. That guy got around. So here he is. He's giving a talk in... I just have to interject a little bit on this tape on the back. I was just checking it to make sure that the audio was good throughout, and he's on the phone here at the podium, so I thought, well, I better check to see who he is calling, and it turns out he's on the phone trying to connect with Prime Minister Jean Chrétien at the time. So this is one of the many famous politicians and notable people throughout the Tooker Tapes archive project that we are encountering, and this is quite interesting, quite exciting, quite historic. So you can't hear it very well from that monitor to here, and etc. So you just got to stay tuned, wait for the documentary, wait for the project update clip to include this phone call trying to reach Prime Minister Jean Chrétien. Okay, that's it. I think he's in Quebec City or maybe Montreal. This is post Plan G action, so I think it's November the 16th of 1997. Him and Angela would soon be traveling to Kyoto to take part in the climate change conference. I believe it would be COP3 down in Kyoto, where the Kyoto Protocol was signed. So it's interesting, it's fun, it's taxing mentally. It takes a lot of work to get all this stuff together and organized. At any rate, thanks for watching. Send your comments, put down your likes, subscribe, hit the bell, do all those things, tell your friends. Let's get a lot of eyeballs on this. And please do let me know, is this worthwhile, or am I like the only person of two who thinks there's value in the Tooker Tapes historically as an archive? Okay, peace out.
It can be frustrating, as many of you, I'm sure, would agree, to try to work for change in a city like this where the culture is often so strongly against you, where it's hard to get a word out to talk to people about community issues, where sometimes you kind of feel that what can small groups of people possibly do to change the world? And I try to recharge my batteries by talking with and spending time with people who work for change and who I guess keep the candle alive, the flame alive in times that seem dark. One of the people that inspires me is Julia Butterfly Hill, and she's the woman who spent over 2 years sitting in a tree, in a redwood tree, out of a sense of personal commitment and the commitment to work for change as an individual and with other people supporting her, but really her commitment helped to bring attention to the destruction of the California redwoods. And I'm very pleased that Julia's in Toronto with us today, and she spoke last night, and she's heading up to the Ohm Festival a little bit later on, but she's joining us today on our bike ride and in this rally, and I'd like to invite Julia up to say a few words.
So these things are really weird to me because it's just like, it's hard for me to talk to this, but first of all, for those of you who are here to participate in this bike ride, thanks so much for showing up and being a person who's willing to be a living example of...
Okay, so I'm just rewinding a tape, getting ready to load up another tape for archiving and digitizing. I was just showing you all the various file folders in that window. of the various content that I have digitized so far. We're moving on to tape 168. Very exciting. This footage of Julia Butterfly Hill comes from Tooker tape number 74. So along the way on this project, we're pulling out various clips. We're featuring it on the Tooker Tapes updates on my YouTube channel. And we're parsing out clips like this and sending them to folks like Julia Butterfly Hill. And maybe Jean Chrétien. I know he's still kicking around. Maybe he'd be interested to see the video of the phone call that Tooker gives him from Edmonton City Hall that we just saw on this monitor above us. Wow, we've got some notable people, some famous people. Yesterday, in fact, I came across Susanna Glukark, famous Canadian Inuit singer and songwriter and entertainer and generally excellent human being. Well, she showed up in the archives, so that's pretty exciting. Anyways, we'll get back to Julia. I will swap out my tapes and be back in a couple minutes.
We have to talk so often about what's wrong, and so it's really important that we embody what's right. So thank you all for being here and being living examples of what's right. I'm joyfully car-free. I've been joyfully car-free for almost 10 years now. And I am truly joyfully car-free. And I think about things like the fact that the petroleum industry is based on a fuel that comes from an extinct species. And it makes me think, how profoundly ignorant are we as people? Like, there's a little message in there, those beings are extinct. Maybe that means something for us. And yet we're addicted to a fuel that also is going to perpetuate our extinction as a species, because we couldn't learn enough from the species that is now, whose death is now supplying our fuel supply. I think about these kinds of solutions that exist, and as I walk around and ride my bike, I find how much more of a humane experience it is, and how it is through these humane experiences that our hope for our humanity exists. So for me, this bike ride and this action today is not only about calling on politicians to stop directing funding into very destructive practices, but to begin redirecting those funds into humanity and into creating a more humane world. Because the car culture is not humane. It disconnects people from each other, and it creates a sense of disconnection from the world. And for some of us, I was involved in a very serious car wreck in August of '96 that almost killed me. And so there is that further disconnection of, we get behind the wheel and all of a sudden we're invincible and can run over anybody in our path. So there's such a long list of reasons why it's so important to have cultures that are more humane, and the work that I've done in Europe has really inspired me by that. The incredible public transportation and bicycling systems and walking systems where people are really nice to each other because they're out with each other all the time. So today, to me, is not only about calling on this government to step up its commitment, but it's also a celebration of humanity and celebration of those of us who are willing to be living examples of what a healthy, humane world looks like. So thank you so much for being here, for being a part of that change.
Okay, so I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. And how appropriate that we should get some footage, some other car-free footage. This is called, it was on the tape logged as a space demo and fish demo. I don't have a date showing up on this raw footage, but I think the fish demo comes early 2004. Some good stuff. We do see Angela in here. I have to assume then that Tooker is running the camera here, but it's a little shakier than what he would normally be shooting, so perhaps it is not Tooker holding the camera. I wonder if I can adjust that frame a little bit. There we go. Get that black out of there. Up on the other screen here. Oh, there's David Rubinoff. Oh. definitely flagging that footage is something to keep. So it is Tooker. I could hear him talking with Angela at the front with her sign. There she is. And you can see that people have built frames around their bicycles. So the idea is to create space, save space, make space, demonstrate space that would normally be taken up by an automobile. So a lot of work went into creating this demo. It almost looks a little bit dangerous. We can't hear what Dave's talking about, but I hope that you do get a chance to go into the Tooker Tapes Archive Project playlist and see what he is on about, because, yeah, Dave. David Rubinoff. May he also rest in peace. That's one of the sadder things about this project, is coming across so many friends and folks that are no longer with us. My friend David, of course, Tucker Gomberg, no longer with us. Family and friends of his, friends of mine. A lot of sorrow, a lot of joy mixed in. In fact, when he calls me on the phone from his apartment, Havelock Street headquarters, it's only about a week since my mother had passed away. And I'm not sure if I'd ever get to see Tooker in person after that, because his Havelock Street headquarters TOTV live broadcast was about 13 months and 1 week before he died. Anyways, that's getting a little grim. I gotta pay attention to this footage back here. Definitely something worth clipping and featuring. Doing some repair. David on the other screen talking about how he loves mushroom soup. This is post an event, Tooker and David, and they're kind of just jamming and being silly and talking about different things. They might have been into the cannabis. Very hard to tell. Tooker asks, why are you here today? And that reminds me, I've got a real excellent interview of Tooker speaking to a gentleman from Bogota, Colombia, regarding his work on organizing a car-free Bogota 25 years ago. So that's quite exciting. That reminds me to dig that out. Okay, so while this is logging, archiving, Tooker Tapes Archive Project is playing over here. I am going to mute my mic. I'm going to turn up the main video for you to hear, and I am going to go back to the editor and try and find those pieces from Tooker and Angela's friend that I can put into a folder for them. Okay, stand by.
You can get contrails.
Okay, we're going to save the contrails for another day. Is that it for mushrooms, though? I thought you were going to show me some real mushrooms.
Real mushrooms?
Yes.
They were in the soup.
You ate them all.
No.
You ate all the mushrooms.
See, they're making turtle soup. How can we deal with this?
Are you getting to the seal penises or not?
Oh, Jack's going to have a 3-minute...
I didn't say Jack. I said seal penises.
Well, no, but... that's the controversy, isn't it? About Jack.
Tell us about it.
Well, he hired this guy because he was an environmentally... Well, he didn't like the seals getting killed. Or the... what do you call this?
A lizard.
We don't want to kill the lizards either.
Okay, we're not going to talk about the lizards now.
Or the seals.
Save the lizards for another day.
Or the turtles.
No lizard talk tonight.
Especially glowing ones. So the thing about the turtle stuff is basically...
Turtle Island.
Turtle Island, yes. Jack hired this guy, but the guys out west, on the East Coast, didn't like this guy because he
loves seals. He's a seal hugger.
He's a seal hugger. So Jack hung on for a few days and had to let him go. And I think we should give Jack a chance to explain.
All we are saying is give Jack a chance.
All we are saying is give Jack a chance. All we are saying is give Jack a chance.
What does your camcorder do?
Peace, man.
Thank you. This
Peace.
is great. This is really neat. Yeah. That's Oh, wow. That's brilliant. That is fucking
These are the black light activists. Blah. Also known as blah. Blah. We call them blah. They're the blah, blah, blah.
Tonight. And then there's another installation here too as well.
Really?
Yeah. Check it out.
Wow. Ay, caramba. It's hard to tell.
This was a prototype, kind of.
Yeah.
It was like.
Looks like nylon or something, like nylon stockings. Or...
Yeah.
What is it?
It's nylon stockings.
It is, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like a net, kind of.
Well, you get like a fabric in rolls or something?
Yeah.
Louise Brunrick.
Now, Louise, you're here at the Plan G the night before the direct action. Tell me what you're expecting to happen. Why are you involved?
Well, I'm involved because I find that things are deteriorating in a very serious degree in terms of the effects on the population of the cuts. And of course, the cuts are linked to dictates of the World Bank and the Monetary Fund that are forcing, trying to make the population accept the cuts because supposedly we have tremendous deficits. But actually, when we think of the corporations and the wealthy people who are having all these, tax evasion through sending out of the country, and the corporations that are not doing their fair part of paying their taxes, that disturbs me, because actually you're reaching the weakest people, and they're the ones that are paying the consequences of these cuts. So if it hits us, the poor people here in Canada, it is affecting 10 times, 20 times, 100 times third world countries. So for me, that's very serious.
And what's going to happen tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I think there's going to be a lot of people, maybe 300 people that are going to be risking arrest because they want to say no to the government in terms of the continuation of these cuts, which have already damaged a lot of people. And how long do we have to wait? How many people have to be losing their jobs, getting sick and not being attended to, losing their possibility of studying and preparing their future? How far do we have to go for people to be either dying as consequences of it, or a lot of crime and a lot of deterioration of the social conditions of the population?
So how do you think what'll happen tomorrow? How do you think the police will react?
I have a feeling the police are already quite ready for us, but I think the numbers are going to put them off also. And the numbers are quite larger than we expected, because actually there's a lot of popular support, and it's mainly coming from the younger people, but I know that the younger people one might think that they have less to lose, but also they're the vanguard of people, and they're showing the ways, a new way of let's say opposing the government in a fashion that's very direct and radical. But obviously it's not violence, it is a non-violent direct action. But instead of just going to demonstrations, people don't believe in demonstrations anymore. Even voting today, people don't even go to vote because they don't think that the elected people will accomplish what they say they're going to do. So people don't believe anymore in the parliamentary system, and actually it's a big sham, that we're in a democracy. Actually, it's not true at all.
So do you think people will succeed in shutting down the government for a day?
I think that we will be a nuisance. We will be a thorn in their side, and I think they are not going to appreciate it. And a lot of people are waiting to see how this is going to turn out, and it will be, hopefully, it'll have a boomerang, it'll have an effect of increasing this form of action for other actions in the future. So it's just like a stepping stone to something bigger, and that's what we're really aiming for, so that more people come out, more than 300, even if we're 1,000 tomorrow, 300 doing the direct action and 700 that are supporting it. It is going to be it's going to be you know, it's like one grain of sand that is going to be jeopardizing the machine, and that they will not appreciate. So we're looking forward to it, and we do need to oppose, because people are very fed up, and they're living a lot of distress, and so the young people that are coming tomorrow have the courage of their convictions. So I think it's a new crop of young people that have a lot of hope that if by coming together that they can do something, because if everyone does it isolated and there are little groups here left and right, it's not going to come to something. The government will back down when they see numbers and when they see the determination of the young people.
Thank you.
C'est beau, ben, je pense qu'on peut commencer la réunion, tout le monde y est. D'abord, merci d'être en grand nombre. Je vois qu'au nombre qu'on est, ça va sûrement être une réussite. Demain, je crois qu'on attendait à peu près 200 personnes, et je vois qu'on est beaucoup plus que 200. C'est bien.
So this just in, I have a viewer out there. Hi. Hi, Dee. Thanks for tuning in. That's very exciting. We're going to see if we can get some comments. I said drop something in the chat, and I can see it on my screen, and we could show it to you maybe. But right now I'm just going to tuck my chat down there so we get alerted should there be a chat. In the background, of course, you can see a radio. Tucker is recording a radio interview with Environment Minister from Nova Scotia, I assume, as they were just in Halifax. Now, what was I going to bring up over here? Or I'm just going to let this stuff play. I did want to just, say hi to Dee. Thanks for watching the live stream. This is my second live stream ever, and we're doing this for the Tucker Tapes Archive Project. I'm coming to you live from Edmonton. That screen above me was shot live in Halifax. This tape, this window over here is an event, 1997, Quebec City. So we're really spanning the country. We got a lot of different things going on. This is a pretty cool demo that's going to be happening over here on this tape. So I'm going to let this play. There's, as you can see down there, there's 20 minutes left in this tape. It's called Plan G, Quebec, November 1997. Rough cut full demo, Tucker Tapes 73. You can find it on the playlist. Okay, I'm going to play on that. Turn down my microphone and maybe finally get a little something to eat before I continue on with this editing project. So stay tuned. Enjoy the show.
C'est par groupe d'affinité. Alors que les représentants s'identifient. Il y a du monde un peu partout. Je sais pas, les autres entendu? Jonquière, on vous a-tu bien entendu? Montréal, vous n'avez pas besoin de crier, je pense. Ben, Québec sont là, c'est sûr. Trois-Rivières, Sherbrooke, Amos. Hey, j'ai même entendu dire qu'il y avait du monde des States. Un citoyen du monde. As-tu que j'ai oublié? Joliette, ben oui. Pontmain, ben oui. Notre-Dame de Pontmain, hein? Comment ils ont dit ça?
Après ça, un peu plus loin, au point 4, on a un accès à une passerelle qui fait le tour d'une partie du complexe G et qui amène sur l'esplanade proche de la tour Marie-Guliard, là, en fait, la tour ici que je pointe et que je cache. En dessous du 15 personnes.
Just have to pause that really quick and give you an update. This footage, this is the space demo that was talked about on the tape cover, not the making space with the car frame, which I thought it was of the demo before. So we've got the space demo here that's happening. No weapons in space. And then we're going to see a fish demo after that. So I think we're still in Halifax. Okay, I'm going to turn off this mic again, get back to this footage, log that footage, and I can't, unfortunately, I just remembered again, I can't go back to the editor and work on that footage and get that done because I've only got one audio source coming out of my laptop, and I'm going to save it for you for this footage that I'm playing. Anyways, working through the bugs. We're live from Edmonton on the Turker Tapes Archive Project. Thanks for tuning in. And for our one viewer out there, just to let you know that what am I going to let you know? Well, yeah, just let you know, Max is close by in the studio, and we're going to be working on some brunch here shortly. I don't know, Max, you want to put a shout out from the Nether region? Say hi to our viewer.
No, I'm good.
He doesn't know who it is. Go ahead and say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
And there's Max saying hi to our one and only viewer. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to turn off my mic, turn this back on, and we'll get back to you shortly.
Disons, il y a l'autre entrée de stationnement qui pourrait éventuellement être ouverte. S'ils voient qu'on la bloque pas, j'imagine qu'ils vont la débloquer. Alors,
pour le point 6, toutes les personnes donc, qui n'avaient pas eu de groupe d'affinité se retrouvent là avec leur nouveau groupe d'affinité. Il va également y avoir Joliette Sherbrooke. OK, 50 personnes là. C'est un coin à boucher ici à matin. Qui regroupe 45 personnes devant l'entrée principale du complexe G. On a notre gang de l'aide sociale et de Pointe-Saint-Charles et de la JOC.
le caméraman ne paraît pas de la corde ou du tape.
If we see that it's the whole riot squad coming in, then what we'll do is everybody will like sit down with everybody, right? So that way we have unity if it's the whole.
Hey, attention! Il y a quelqu'un juste devant vous, oui? Qui est assis. He can't see you there.
Why?
Because there's full of people barricading there, and there's the demonstration going around. So if they come from there, they come like it's a blockade before they get to us. But if they come from there, we're the fence.
But you see, what we're doing is that if the cops come out with their vehicles, we're basically blocking them inside too. We're slowing them down. They have to get out before people can get in, right?
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Well, what are they going to do?
Là, on est vraiment dans... On est vraiment à barrière ou...
Pas tout de suite, pas tout de suite. Hey, hang on with your U-lock there. It might be useful.
Pour un revenu décent et pour un travail.
situation is such that apparently they're going to try and crash through a particular door that's over there that's very much undermanned. They're asking that each door put 5 extra people over there.
Envoyez! Prendre la boîte!
Oh, c'est pas une payée pour faire ça?
Là, dans le coin! Envoyez! Vite, oui!
Beaucoup l'abolition des classes. C'est pas le jeune pour une
Très bien, mais il nous écoute pas. Ça n'empêche pas de tâcher dans le puits, là. C'est dans le coin d'accès ici. C'est quoi hilarant? Quand que c'est hilarant, les gens des droits, c'est pas fondamental. Ça,
j'ai un droit sur la bataille,
ah oui, tout à fait. Parce qu'on a plein de monde qui lui, savez-vous pourquoi? Parce que sur cette rue-là, on avait souvent différentes opportunités que se prennent.
Ah, yes, here we are back in Quebec City. Get a little bit confused. I'm looking at the tape behind, and that's Halifax, and I look on this monitor. It's like, well, that doesn't really match, but I've seen it before. It seems kind of familiar. Okay, so my source tape ran out in Halifax at the space demo. Thought there was going to be fish demo on that tape, so I got to check that real quick. I have rewound the tape in the camera to show you what I'm archiving on that tape up there. I stepped away for a few minutes to help facilitate some breakfast production. And now I gotta check that tape, switch it out possibly, file it, label it, check it for audio, reload another one to dub and archive. I've got this one. Oh, I need to hit the record button. There we go. Now that camera won't cut out on me. I'm going to turn down, I think I'll just turn down my mic. And I'll see you back in a few minutes.
They were turned away at the border twice.
Lié pour l'égalité.
suis content pour vous.
Okay, well, I have determined that the file I just recorded of that tape, I had a failure. So I need to redo that dub and hopefully catch it all in its entirety. I'm just checking the remainder of the tape. It only ran for about 28 minutes. So we're just checking the remainder of that to see if there was any content on it. And it appears that no, there isn't any content on that tape, but I have to go through the process of fast forwarding and then rewinding again and change my settings over on the computer, configuration settings. I'm not sure if you're able to catch that or not. Okay, so nothing on that tape after that cut, which is weird. I wonder where the fish demo part of that tape is. I'm a little bit nervous watching these tapes that are right around the time where Tooker passes away. I'm very nervous to catch like maybe a video note that he leaves to folks. I'll tell you, if you like drums, these aren't the best drummers that show up on the Tooker tapes. They're not bad. And I gotta say, these folks, maybe they're chilly. They lack a little bit of rhythm, maybe. I'm being critical. But if you really like drums, check out the Kensington drummers. I've got a whole video, most of the video that features them. They do like a 20-minute song. It's absolutely amazing. Just seeing where it is. Do we see that in the... It's called Kensington Car Free Music, Tooker Tapes 85. Look for that on my channel here, or check it out in the Tooker Tapes playlist. It's very cool. You know what? What the hell? Let's just bounce around. We're going to play it right now. Is it going to start? Get off of this. We're really taxing out the equipment with the live streams and the editing and running stuff and trying to play videos and different things. But we're going to get, this is just a little bit of smooth jazz. This is from a Car Free Day event in Kensington Market, downtown Toronto. After this smooth jazz, we're going to get into a little bit of drumming. So I'll let that take away while I switch out my tapes and get on with other stuff. Okay, enjoy.
All right, you guys rock. Yeah.
The joys of having to do things more than once. This drummer troupe is fantastic. I just found yesterday some more footage of them in Kensington Market. I can't wait to post that as well. So my apologies, showing you this same footage twice from a car-free demo in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I've changed the configuration settings. Hopefully we are able to record the whole thing. It is capturing, so we shall see. These guys are hardcore. we're going to see how that goes, capturing stuff. It is live from Edmonton. I am Kelly. I'm your host. It is November the 11th. No, November the 12th, 2025. We're working on the Tooker Tapes Archive Project, where I am digitizing and archiving more than 600 tapes from Tooker Gomberg. I want to read you a little bit of a write-up that we're working on for the Tooker Tapes Archiving Project. Archiving Project? Archive Project. Project. PTAP. So I guess I just got to turn those drums down a little bit. I don't know how well this is going to sound. Maybe my one viewer. Hi, are you still with us? Are you still watching, Dee? Maybe you could drop something in the chat, and I can see it pop up, and we can respond to that. Let me know how this audio sounds with a little bit of the drums bleeding through, maybe a little bit of this noise from the car-free day action. I don't know if you could just hear those bicycle bells. And I am going to now go back over to this document that I am working on and read you this write-up. Let me know what you think. Okay. Before YouTube, podcasting, and live streaming, before social media, smartphones, and AI, the whole world was watching Tooker TV. Almost. 1997 to 2004 was a time of hope and change, war and Y2K. This is a window into history, his story, our story. We're uncovering, archiving, and logging 600 hours of historical footage by and about one of Canada's most daring and courageous environmental leaders, Tooker Gomberg. Now, you might have heard that phone go off. I wonder if that is my one viewer instead. Yes, my one viewer instead of commenting on the video live for everybody to notice that a comment has come in. See if I can find that now. Where is it? Oh, there it is over there. Yeah, nothing there. Let's see if we can just go to this live. Thanks, Kelly. Ha ha ha. Audio is better. Can't comment, unfortunately. Well, thank you for trying. Thanks for sending me the text. I really do appreciate that, Dee. This is so exciting. I have one live viewer on my live show. Also, Dee, if you've got anything interesting or important to do, it's probably way more important and good use of your time than watching this live stream as I try and find my legs and figure out what it is the heck that we are doing on this show day to day. Am I going to do it every day? Is it going to be kind of an homage to TOTV? We shall see as I work through this project. Okay, where was I? I was telling you, I was reading you this write-up, so hang on. Close on my window. Okay. Now, with your help, we're making the movie. Please make a tax-deductible donation below. I don't have the link yet, but hang on, it's coming. Be sure to pop in the message box for Tooker Tapes. Tooker connects the dots from civic politics to global social justice, climate change, and war, spanning a large geography. Edmonton, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec City. Hang on, this just in. No worries, my one viewer says. Montreal, Quebec City, Halifax, Washington, New York, San Francisco, Kyoto, the Netherlands, Vietnam, China, and many points in between. A majority of this footage has never been seen until now. Dozens of well-known politicians, scientists, authors, academics, entertainers, advocates, and activists feature throughout, as well as hundreds and thousands of everyday folk from around the world. Many have already received video copies of themselves from this archive. Some footage will be earmarked for government and academic archives. Clips are being posted during the process, so you can follow along the discovery process too. So that's what I'm working on in my editor. I've got 2 raw tapes that I just dropped in and some substantial amount of footage on those 2 tapes, number 161 and 166, feature a friend of Tooker's. So I'm parsing all that out, putting it in their own specific folder. I had been providing private YouTube videos for them to access, but even the private YouTube video wasn't private enough, so I was asked to remove the private YouTube videos, and then a day later asked to re-upload one of the private videos because I guess it wasn't so private and they wanted it to be viewable and shared anyways. So I threw up my hands. I had to give it a little laugh. I reposted the one private, now unlisted video, which may yet go public, if you're following along and that makes any sense. And meanwhile, what I've decided to do, because it's just way too much work to put all this stuff into personal private videos and then email people the link, which they may or may not get from YouTube. You got to sign in with your Google account, apparently, to watch these private videos. Big, giant pain in the arse. So anyways, what I'm going to do now is all the wonderful people that I come across that I can identify will be parsed out and put in a folder of their own for delivery at a later date. I guess there's going to be a lot of thumb drives. A lot of thumb drives in our future, sending that stuff out to people. I'd really like to find out who this cat is, this drum leader guy in Kensington Market. He's pretty cool. He's got a lot of good energy, and he's got all these drummers following along. So if you're out in Toronto and you were around, say, 23 years ago, you're going to know who these drummers are. Help me find this guy. I'd love to get him this drum footage. It's quite amazing. Okay, back to the write-up. Produced by Tooker's surviving spouse, Angela Bischoff. The project is directed by Kelly Green. That's me, filmmaker and friend. Donors to this project get a screen credit on the documentary and will keep you in the loop on the development of the project, letting Tooker sign off as he always did. For the Earth. Tooker. Okay, so that's the write-up. It's going to go on the... It's going to go up on the Tooker Taves Archive Project page over at greenspiration.org. The idea is to raise up enough money to keep me going on this project. I got enough funding, probably get me through to almost Christmas, which is pretty decent. I put in well over 200 hours so far, and probably get another. Maybe we get the full 300, probably 350 hours in before this first leg of funding runs out. I figure we need anywhere between $30,000 and $100,000 to finish up these phases of the project, getting all the tapes done, and then start working on the documentary. So viewers, you know what to do. Send money. Okay, that footage is rolling along nicely. This footage is coming along nicely. I can't do my editing. That tape's rolling fine. You've got something to watch over here. I am going to turn down my microphone and make myself a fresh coffee. So I invite you to make yourself a fresh beverage as well. I'm going to be here for a while working on the Tooker Tapes Archive Project live from my studio apartment in Edmonton, Alberta on November the 12th, 2025. Okay, enjoy the show. And hello, hello. Okay, there I am. Oh, sorry about that. Gave you extra audio sources. Let's turn this guy. Oh, he's down. He's up. That was a lot of rigmarole just to come back and tell you that my water's boiling. I got a coffee. It's imminent. And the neighbor who has agreed to help work on this project and help do some fundraising and help with some of the wording on the fundraising docs, etc., and consults on that is possibly going to be tuning in as well. So we might have more than one viewer at the same time. And if that's the case, welcome to all of the viewers, both of you out there. Thanks for tuning in. Very, very exciting stuff. Okay, back to the drummers and to get my coffee.
Think you know what's next, huh? What comes after 4?
Okay, seeing as how I'm recording this twice, I'm going to pay a little bit closer attention, see if I can parse out some relevant data. So pardon me while I turn my back on you and focus in on that other footage. Well, that was pretty cool. That was Tooker speaking with Lauren Taylor. No, that wasn't Tooker speaking with Lauren Taylor. That was Tooker recording a conversation off the radio of a reporter speaking with Lauren Taylor, Alberta's environment minister at the time, as he was doing his best at climate denial, trying to shift the argument away from CO2 as a pollutant and trying to include other pollutants in the mix that deal directly more with acute, is that the word? Yeah, acute illnesses. So your different particulates and stuff. So he's basically playing silly games, trying to shift the argument away from reducing greenhouse gases into, well, let's talk about these other things, which we've already talked about extensively in society, and put regulations in place to clean our air. So that's that. And this is this. What am I doing? I'm waiting for someone to show up in the chat for our live stream. We've got some noise coming up. Okay, so that over there, I have to make sure I'm careful because I don't want to put up on the monitor that you're watching stuff that I don't want you to see. So if I shrink the viewer looking at what you're seeing, now I'm looking at the monitor over there of what you do see. Okay, so this show is coming to an end. Pope Squat is coming up next. You all have seen that. You've seen Plan G. I'm going to switch right over into exercising ghosts. So let's let that play out a little bit. Hello and welcome to the Tooker Tapes Archive Clip Project thing update. I'm Kelly, and these are the Tooker Tapes. Just behind me is some raw footage from an action in Montreal. So shout out to Montreal. Angela is there this week, coming up on Halloween. I think she said they're having the 50th anniversary of Le Monde de Bicyclette there, and she's meeting up with some friends, so hopefully some of those friends get to see this video. The raw footage is in the back. Coming up soon, watch the counter down below, is the edited clip that I put together of this action where they commemorate 43 cyclists and pedestrians that were killed on the streets of Montreal by automobiles in 1996. Excellent action. We had great media turnout. I was really surprised. Like back then, the media actually cared about these things. So we've got a number of photographers and videographers and reporters on the scene. There's even a quick little blip of a reporter actually taking notes, paying attention for follow-up questions for the interview later on. Brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. I'm not sure how much of that media was actually used on the day of the reporting, but it was good to see it out there for sure. Some common themes in this clip are, besides street theater and activism, which is the strongest running theme, we've got car-free cities, we've got safe streets, we've got community gardens, we've got guerrilla gardening. A whole matter of interesting things are going to pop up on this video. Again, I hope that folks are able to take that in. If you know some people in Montreal that were at that demo, they might be interested to see it. Most everybody is in costume, so it's hard to recognize who might be there, but it's hilarious. I really like how Tooker stayed in costume for the whole thing, used his bike helmet to hold down his ghost sheet. Kind of hilarious. Some really great moments in there, and again, his comments and his activism and the types of campaigns that him and Angela and the activists around them were working on still resonate today. He makes mention of a car-free cities conference in Lyon, France in 1997. Anybody care to take a guess what our emergency eject could possibly mean on this camera over here. Are we coming to the useful end of its life? What in the heck is going on? And what's up with the long intros to these videos? Holy cow, I'm just blathering on and on and on. I wanted to get to the end of that because I was going to show you some wonderful Northern Lights pictures that my sister Loana took yesterday. I'm sure if you're online, you saw a whole ton of Northern Lights pictures. Maybe if you were looking outside yourself last night, you saw the Northern Lights. Text me. Let me know if you too have seen the Northern Lights yesterday or all over your social media feeds today. I'm going to show you that. Eject, eject, eject. I'm going to wait and I'm curious what's going to happen with this camera over here. A little bit concerned about that. It's kind of funny using this old Samsung Mini DV digital camera. That's sitting on my desk and it's shooting the monitor over my shoulder. You can see my hand getting in the way. So it's shooting the monitor over my shoulder, putting it in the window above me. On the other side of me, that's the main monitor playing off my Tooker Tapes Archive Project playlist. And then, of course, my window is the camera on my laptop. As soon as this runs down, over here, we're going to pause that. I'm going to show you a few northern... Oh, there's my viewer. And my viewer says, awesome. I missed them. Okay, well, stay tuned. I'm going to show you a couple of really cool Northern Lights pictures. There were some really amazing ones that you may have also seen. These ones I'm going to show you they're about the middle of the road for intensity. So as soon as this guy finishes blathering over there, I'm going to switch up main monitors for you to see over here. And a couple of lovely, I think I've got 4, possibly more Northern Lights pictures to bring you. Wow, holding that coffee makes me feel like coffee. Oh, buy me a coffee. That project isn't really working out well. I've done like a couple of dozen videos, buy me a coffee, buy me a coffee. Nobody has yet buy me a coffee. Okay, so we're going to hit pause on the Exercising Ghosts video. Everything is running so slow. Holy cow, I clicked pause. Taking forever. Okay, so bear with me here. We are going to bring this up over here. How does that look? Yeah, it looks not too bad. You can basically see most of it. If I move that over just a tiny little bit, there we go. Move that over there. Oh, actually, I got to move that chat window out of the way completely. And here's a little slideshow. Zoink. Zoink. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Wow. Lots of shots. Did I go through them all? I think I have gone through the list. Well, wasn't that exciting? So those are Northern Lights posted to Facebook by my sister, and I just happened to notice it. And we've got comments coming in. Wow, beautiful. So thanks for enjoying the lovely Northern Lights. You wouldn't believe it. I'm going to try and see if I can show you this, the ones that my niece had sent yesterday. And these come via the other sister. Oh, and she texts me half an hour ago. Wanted to know how my day's going. Went and got groceries. Another great night for the Northern Lights, she says. The news said. So she says to enjoy your day. And I'm just going to scroll. Wow. I'm just going to scroll through. And we will try and scroll through these. Like, holy cow. So, well, that was my sunset the other day. But some serious Northern Lights photos. Sorry, I got a little close to the mic, maybe a little loud in your ear. So I wanted to show you that. Yeah, Northern Lights all the way down to Texas, apparently. It was a major solar flare that had taken place. And we're still feeling the effects, I guess. We're still going to be seeing some Northern Lights, and some said even in the southern half of the sky. So, D, keep an eye out your window tonight, and you might see some Northern Lights too. What was that notification? Oh, text for the fundraising page. Angela says, great, sent over to Glenn and got the code too. So Angela's working on getting our fundraising page up and running and ready to accept money. Yay. Let's fundraise this. Okay, so I'm going to turn the volume back up on Exercising Ghosts video. This is quite exciting. You can see from the image in 1996, 43 people died in the streets of Montreal, pedestrians and cyclists, by car, the evil car. So they're combining a whole bunch of things. They're memorializing these 43 people that were killed. They're symbolizing them with 43 pumpkins, which then get smashed on the street. We've got a little die-in. We've got a little bit of dancing. We've got some pontificating and some speech making. And then at the end, we've got a little bit of guerrilla gardening. So we've got it all in this archive clip from 1997, the streets of Montreal. Okay, so I'll shut up now, and we'll get back to that.
The pedestrians were killed in this city last year alone. On est ici sur l'avenue du Parc. Surtout parce que, comme vous voyez peut-être dans l'arrière-plan, c'est vraiment similaire à une autoroute. C'est pour un chemin qui traverse le parc le plus gros à Montréal. On trouve ça réellement dangereux. C'est prédominant par des piétons qui marchent et beaucoup de cyclistes. Entre autres, les commerçants sur la rue à côté du parc, plus au nord, ils ferment boutique. Il y a beaucoup de commerces qui n'ont pas de clients parce que les gens ont peur de marcher avec tous les automobiles qui roulent trop vite, souvent dépassant 70 km/h.
We're here on Park Avenue to exorcise the spirits, the evil spirits of the automobile in our city. The automobile has contributed more than anything else to the horrors of Montreal, the horrors of people being killed almost daily by the car. A couple of years back, a cyclist was killed by a motor vehicle. It's time to recognize the horrors that are caused by the automobile and to work for a sustainable and healthy city. We're here to exercise the car. We're here to symbolically recognize the death and destruction brought to Montreal by the car. We're here with 43 pumpkins to illustrate the damage caused to 43 people who were killed last year by the car. Stop the burning! Enough death and destruction! Reclaim the streets!
No more pollution!
No more dead bodies! Stop the horrors!
Cycling! Under the heat!
Over la revolution!
Well, I'm sad. I got to do a third take on dubbing this footage. I still got the R emergency eject. Seems to be happening at a faster rate coming from this auxiliary camera that is showing you the footage that I'm trying to digitize for the third time because it failed. And I don't know if you noticed, but it failed very quickly in the dub. So what I've done this time, I've changed the configuration settings. I have restarted the capture software, and I've started the capture following the very first frames of this tape. You may have noticed it was a still frame looking at a sign on the ground. So I let that play through, and then I hit capture on the software, and I'm hoping that takes care of the problem, because sometimes there's a tape break, there's a time code break on these tapes, and that stops the capture process. So I've got a couple of different configuration settings that I've used to try and get around that. Took her as a ghost. I guess he is a ghost now. So, man, I should probably not try and do 18 things at once and just stay focused on one or two things at once, like getting a good recording. Coffee's good anyways. How's your coffee out there? Are you still drinking coffee? It's starting to get a little late into the day. We are 1:45 on November 12th, 2025. Lovely day outside. Looks like it was a nice day in Montreal on October 24th, 1997. That comes from Tucker Tapes 41. I was able to share this footage. One of the gentlemen that you saw in the yellow jacket, his name is Peter McQueen, and he went from being a community advocate and activist to being a city councilor. So you can look him up. I could probably try and find him and show you just for fun. Peter McQueen. Shooby-dooby-doo. My computer's working so slowly trying to do all these things at once. Even switching from one web page to another is painful. I mean, holy cow. That's a good enough shot to focus in on. So after Tucker shows you
demo that we just did, we have organic matter, we have seeds, and we have a lot right downtown. So come back next year for the second annual pumpkin smashing exorcism of the cars in the city.
I said funny stuff, and I don't know what is coming up next. Oh, it's a great garbage debate. This is a good one. So you're going to get to see some of that. But first, what happened to my Peter McQueen? We want to show you this cat. Dang it. His picture went over there. I wanted his picture. What if we do that? Oh. Okay, we'll do it this way. We'll move that over. We'll move me over. There's Montreal City Councilor Peter McQueen, now is a full-fledged grown-up adult doing real adult stuff representing the people of Montreal. And you saw him earlier being just a guy on the street doing advocacy stuff, sticking up for pedestrians and speaking out for better transportation. Okay, let's get rid of him. Go back to the great garbage debate. Still playing over there. So go ahead and tune in to the great garbage debate. I'm going to monitor this footage for the third time. Okay. I have an excellent little piece on compost, industrial compost, and then delivering a composter and nice fresh compost for Marimel Lastman's lawn out in the suburbs. So I hope that you enjoy the clip. Thanks for following along with this project. Please do help us out. Help me out. Complete the project. We've got funding. Angela has put up $10,000 to get this project going. That'll see us through about 3 months. I burned through, I don't know, about 3 weeks so far of that. And we need to keep going. It's going to take about 6 months, maybe 8 months to digitize and log and pull clips out of all of these tapes. And then hopefully we're able to find something and build some stories and maybe make a documentary or two. Let us know what you think if you have any story ideas. Along the way, we're finding clips of various folks that were pulling out. Just this morning, I pulled out and sent a clip to Toronto City Councillor Josh Matlow when he wasn't a councillor. Some more for the Adams Mine debate. This is excellent. And a bunch of other of you have received clips as well. So you can buy me a coffee. Stay tuned for a fundraiser. I think it's a very important project. We're dealing with a piece of Canadian history from about 1997 to about 2004. Critical bit of history, and of course Tooker, he was right in the midst of it, whether it be Edmonton, Toronto, Halifax, Montreal. As far as I know, Tooker has never dropped his video camera while shooting on his bike. Not an easy feat, especially you should see like the size of video cameras back then. I got a smaller one sitting on my desk, but can I show you the other camera? Yeah, might as well. Look at this. Look at this beast. Friggin' weighs like, I don't know. It's got to be 7-8 pounds. It's a monster. Let's imagine having that, trying to cycle. I wanted to use this as my live camera for capturing the capture stuff, but unfortunately I can't find the power cord for this camera, and the batteries are long dead. So until I find a power source that works, this little guy is going to go back around the other side of my desk. Oh, this is hilarious.
The alternatives are there. That's our problem. I was in Edmonton. The alternatives are available. You should go to Edmonton before you make a decision.
There's only 180,000 tons there. We have 1,300,000.
Check out Newmarket. It's nice, huh? Yeah. You gonna wear it? You put it on?
No. Thanks.
Could you show me what's on the t-shirt?
Yes.
No further speakers? Okay.
Mayor Mel says no to Adam's mine.
No, I don't. Come on, tell the truth. You just said hold up the t-shirt.
Man, that was hilarious. So the very next day we show up with pictures of Mayor Mel Lastman holding up that t-shirt and distributed little printed pictures throughout all of the different council members, and got it up on the big screen as well, to try and, I guess, make fun, make light of the situation. Obviously, Mayor Mel was in favor of sending all the garbage. These are a couple of city councilors that I'm harassing out in the square.
Who are you? You guys seem pretty well educated. And what's going on? Wouldn't it make much? Okay, so you're ruining it all. Is that how you make the executive decisions at City Hall, or?
And these kids just happened to be on a field trip to City Hall. So that one guy that did the Ooga Booga dance to me, he was the deputy mayor, actually. Real class act. Real class act. Man, I sure hope this dub takes. I'd hate to have to do it a fourth time. I'll probably have to just discontinue this live stream at some point so I can concentrate all three of my brain cells at once on this situation. These kids are adorable, by the way. If you happen to watch the video on the playlist, I'm going to move that over just a little bit. There we go. Lines up nice. Yeah, real smart kids. Let me know on your live stream, do you have a little bit of black space over there? And over here? I'm not sure what you're seeing and what I'm seeing and what the video sees. We'll get this figured out. Here's Tooker juggling vegetables to talk about compost. We are about to... Oh yeah, this is great. I love this little clip.
Which is good because we like it up here as opposed to going north. So this is all put back into the sump and put into the pulper. So trucks as they come in will back in here. They'll drop their load. Tony over there pushes it against the wall. This floor will put through about 400 or 500 tons a day, and it will be cleaned every day. So at the end of the day, there won't be any waste left.
We're like a garbage train right now.
Go ahead.
Well, I find this absolutely magical. It's like alchemy. This plant is transforming what we used to call garbage into a resource, and they get natural gas out of it, or biogas, that can then be used for generating electricity, heating and cooling buildings. If Mel Lastman says to you that there's no alternative to the Adams mine, check this out. There's a very clear alternative, and it's way more attractive, and it's just as cheap. There's a report that's available that's been prepared for N-Wave in Toronto that shows that this alternative is actually more attractive, and it's available right now. But the report is secret. And these folks are showing that it can be done, and that we can do it right here in Toronto.
Hey, Tooker, that's what they say, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, well, actually garbage in, resource out, garbage in, electricity out, garbage in, heat coming out. Check it out. Some people think that this stuff is garbage, but if you look at it in a different way, it's actually a resource. This plant, Canada Composting Inc., transforms this stuff into biogas, which is really natural gas. So instead of dumping this stuff up in Adams mine, where it's going to cause an ecological problem and we're going to go to war with the people up north, we could actually be doing this, transforming it into a resource, generating electricity, heating and cooling buildings in Toronto, and moving into the 21st century with our garbage. It's not even garbage, it's a wasted resource.
Do you have a composter in your backyard?
My backyard, I don't have any grass in my backyard.
Where do you put your vegetable clippings? Your potato.
I don't have vegetables.
You notice I'm used to being in the kitchen, you know that? What do you do with what's left over of what you ordered in?
Okay.
And when you order in, do you think of the packaging that it comes in?
We are only two people. We have very little garbage.
Do you read it?
I hope he comes out to show him how it works. The Gomberg for Mayor campaign decided to present the Lastman residents with a compost bin. This is one of the most marvelous solutions to the garbage problem. The microorganisms do all the work, and they transform it into one of the best resources known to mankind or womankind. This is called a compost bin. And quite frankly, if the city was aggressive with composting in people's backyards, if the city had a program to compost on a large scale, the garbage problem would basically disappear. So here you've got your eggshells, your carrot tops, your bits of pumpkin and squash and so forth. And this, believe it or not, makes up between a third and a half of what people throw away from their homes. It's not garbage. And you come back in a month or two.
Strangely, when I'm dubbing these tapes from the small deck that you can just see down here, I don't know if you can see that, just over my shoulder, there it is right down there, there's the deck. So I'm only getting the audio playing from that little deck. The audio doesn't play through the software that's capturing it on the big monitor, also known as a television, which I've just turned into a regular computer monitor. So when I do the dubs, it's quite hard sometimes to make out what the audio is, especially with this interview that Tooker is recording off the radio. So I picked out some details, but we'll have to wait until I'm able to look at it and listen to it properly to really parse out the good material from that. What is coming up next? Ooh, the Night of Dread is coming up next. That is a pretty decent tape. I don't know what happened there. That stuck? That froze? Oh, and there I am again, doing another Tooker tape update intro. We've got Night of the Dread footage playing in the background as I intro Night of the Dread, me introing the intro with double coffee lift. Apparently I've decided to grow my beard. Very well, very well. Man, this is boring stuff. I really have to figure out how to let you hear the audio while I am able to... Video capture device, mic audio, desktop audio. Well, I am able to work on my video editing. Oh, look at those graphics. Cool. I should do that again. Display capture, video capture. What happens when I go like that? Oh, it just goes dark. So you can't see my display capture, but there might be a little faint instance of it in the background. We'll turn that back on, and it should reappear. There we go. Video capture device 2. I can obviously turn that off, and that is me. And here's video capture device. That will turn back on to that window. Now, if only I could listen to that audio. I could probably play the mic audio and listen to it on the headphones, maybe? Okay. What am I hearing in my headphones? I think I'm hearing my microphone in my headphones. And if I go like this, okay, so I'm not sure what you're hearing. I know you hear my microphone. I don't think you can hear what's happening over here or over here. What happens if I go over here and push play? I have to assume that you're also going to hear Yeah, you're probably hearing I need more monitors. I need more brain cells to figure out this puzzle. Okay, I'm going to put the audio back over coming from the TV. And for my microphone, I'm going to turn my microphone down.
Yes, yes, keep talking.
Hi, Rowan.
Hi, Tucker.
Can you hear me okay? Riding all my different levels. Okay, we still got that Night of the Dread coming in the background. I am hearing, I guess I don't need those because I'm not hearing anything different than what you're hearing. You might be able to hear faintly this video in the background, which is kind of cool, I suppose. Tooker Tapes Archive Project, November 12th, 2025. So I sent this video out, put it on the YouTube, and I'm hoping that a lot of people have had a chance to see this and see themselves from 22, 23 years ago at Night of the Dread, celebrating Halloween in the streets of Toronto. A lot of really great costumes and giant puppets and local folks that, you know, when they're watching this, they might be surprised. So, dear viewers, Dee, do you know anybody in Toronto you can send this out to? Anyone else watching this in the non-live version that can share either this video that we're watching now, or it would be called Night of Dread, Toronto 02, Tooker Tape number 44 archive. Let's see if I can just scroll that down and bring it into frame for you a little bit. There we go. I got it framed out and zoomed in just for size purposes. I like how this stuff all clicks together. Various windows, but I do have to figure out the multiple audio streams. I got to be able to listen to my audio on my computer, present to you different audio that's also running out of my computer. I like this drummer group. Hey, that's that same guy. Awesome. You guys see that? There's the shot I wanted to pause on. Who knows this? Pardon me. Who knows this fantastic drummer from Toronto? I got to remember to turn my microphone up when I want to talk to y'all. And turn the volume down on the other footage so it doesn't drown things out. Honestly, I think for this whole live project, I need like 1 or 2 other full-time people to help out, ride the controls, run the different various pieces of equipment. Let's see what we got for... Oh, yes. My viewer concurs that yes, that's the same guy from before. I think he just popped up again. I like how they all coordinated in black. Killer giant puppet. There he is. Looks like a good time. Maybe my camera placement isn't the best every time I take something to drink. I'm blocking, obstructing the view of what's happening over there. I gotta show you what my... Oh no. I've done something. Oh no. I accidentally closed the window. I don't know how to get it back. There's a dockable window telling me about my live stream that is happening. We're trying to figure it out as we go. Live from my studio apartment in beautiful Strathern Heights, Edmonton. This is the Tucker Tapes Archive Project. I am Kelly. I didn't shoot this footage in Toronto. I didn't shoot this footage in Halifax. But I did shoot a fair amount of the footage that shows up on the Tucker Tapes Archive Project, having been with Tucker daily from September 2000 all the way up to Boxing Day of 2000 when we busted into that Air Force base in the Netherlands. He got scooped up, arrested, jailed for 10 days, and then deported. I stayed behind in Holland for a few more months yet before I made my way back to Canada in April of 2001, shortly before the Free Trade of the Americas Agreement protests in Quebec City. I've showed you some of that footage here, I believe, on the Tucker Tapes Archive Project updates, and we will most certainly be showing you more of that again. Good fun on the Tooker Tapes archive project. So now what the plan is, I'm getting close to 170 tapes. If I could ever get through this one, we'll be up to 170 tapes real soon. Out of 600 being digitized and archived, various pieces of footage being flagged, parsed, logged, selected out, sent to people for their relevant archives and their own, pardon me, their own individual viewing pleasure. But the idea is we're going to make a documentary about Tooker Gomberg, about this footage, about new media in the millennium, activism, social justice, state of the environment. How do we use these tools that we have today, these new media tools? How do we use them to our advantage? How do we stay ahead of the curve? How do we influence change in our communities, in our countries, and around the world, using the various means of communication that we have at our fingertips? Is it too much now? I mean, we got the phones, we got the laptops, we got the TVs, the cameras, the monitors, the mics. We're drowning in technology. We're drowning in content. There's so much stuff out there, and now it's even becoming just buried, just AI slop, just so much garbage out there in the world. Who is that upside down? Pretty cool dance performance. Hanging from the trees. What do you call that? Swinging on ropes? What is this, like a ribbon dance? Acrobatic thing? I don't know. Super cool. Well, that's a dude. I am surprised. So besides politics, we got a lot of really good culture on these Tooker Tapes archives. We got a lot of really great protests, a lot of obscure interviews, some inspirational moments that pop up here and there, some historical stuff that you will have never ever seen before, that were first time events happening in the world. And we've got it. It's captured here in the Tooker Tapes Archive Project, and we're going to make a movie about that if we can get the funding to keep me working, keep me in front of my monitor, keep me in front of these tapes, keep me parsing out the good material, writing the good stuff. Ooh, that reminds me, I got to phone James. Why don't we try and do that now? And a little bit of something for Tooker. He liked to, as you'll remember from the Tooker Tapes archive, from the TOTV broadcast, Tooker would often be found just calling folks. So I'm going to try this number of James. We'll see if we can get him live on the air. He's recently had a new phone, so this one might be out of order.
Hello, you've reached James Worthington at 778-34.
Dang it. I'm not going to let that keep playing so that you all don't get his phone number and start calling him. Maybe I should have left a message. Let's try that again. This time I will mute my microphone. I'll mute my microphone and when he does the phone number, and we will leave him a message. We're coming down to the end of Night of Dread, I think. Okay, here.
Hello, you've reached James. 78. Please leave your message after the tone. Thank you.
After leaving a message, you can hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, James. It is Kelly calling you live on YouTube. We're doing a live broadcast on the Tooker Tapes Archive Project, and I thought, who better to call? It's my first phone call on the Tooker Tapes Archive Project live than James T. Warmington. filmmaker extraordinaire and very, very close friend, and also the editor of the beautiful film we watched earlier on the live broadcast, the music video from Le Monde à Bicyclette, featuring Tooker and that lovely song which you edited that piece together. Very great work. And you're familiar with the work that I do and the work that I have been doing over the years. You're no longer with us in Edmonton. You are out on the West Coast. Now, before I use up all of your answering machine space, I just want to invite you to call me. You got my number. Hang on, I'll mute the mic. 808. So give me a call when you can. I want to talk to you about this wonderful archive project and the documentary that we are embarking on. Okay, I got tape finished over there. I got a tape finishing up in front of me. I'm talking to James live on the internet. Bye, James. And we have one viewer watching live on this broadcast today from Edmonton, November 12th, 2025. I'm having a hard time keeping track of everything that's going on. So what I'll do is I will turn down my mic, turn back up this show, change out my tapes, check them for accuracy, and get back to this live stuff that I'm doing here shortly. Okay, peace.
Advertising!
Well, here I am. Very sad to say that last capture was an absolute fail. I just had to look at it very briefly. I don't know if you can see on your screen, the tiny, tiny size of that file means that it captured for like about a second and then gave up the ghost. So we want to see upwards. Yeah, we want to see upwards of 10 gigabytes. This one is close to, or 13 gigabytes on a full tape. So you know what, guys? Thanks. When I say guys, thanks, Dee, for watching, being my only live stream viewer today on my second live stream broadcast for the Tooker Tapes Archive project. Please do join us again when I hopefully have some of these bugs worked out. Meanwhile, I'm going to try and fix that, make another decent recording of the archive, and we'll move on to other stuff. Okay, peace out.